Well, guys, I think I'm calling this one done, and right at the finish line. It is the 31st of March, and it's finally done. What we got here is the 2016 box stock community build McLaren Mustang. Yep. Like I said in an earlier video, started off balls to the wall, getting things done, kicking ass, taking names, and then it all came to a screeching halt. But regardless, it came together and she's done. There are a lot of things I'd do differently if I was to do if I was to start building the other one right now. I mentioned I had two. I still do, to be honest with you. I just need, of course, my ADD won't let me do it right this minute. I have to get out and do something else. But overall, I'm pretty pleased. I did have some issues with well, I had lots of issues, but the biggest issue that's hampering me right now is the chrome trim on it. I tried doing the bare metal foil on it, broke out the old stuff that I had, and it was actually sticking fairly well. It wasn't that bad. No worse than it did when I first bought the stuff. Problem was I just didn't like the wrinkled finish on it. I couldn't get it to be perfect, or not that you can, but so I wasn't thrilled with it. So I scrapped the idea of that, broke out my gel pen, and painted on the chrome. And of course, after putting the body in place on the chassis, a lot of it wore off, and I had to redo it again, which is just a pain in the balls. But in the end, it got done. But because my eyes being what they are right now, they're not 100% yet. That finite detailing is very difficult for me. But we got it done. If you remember, I had mentioned that I had installed the front and the rear fascias first, and then I was going to put it on the chassis. During that process, the front broke off, but it was a clean break, so it wasn't a big deal. What I might recommend, though, is if you do this car, one of the things I'd recommend is not so much the front, but to leave off the back. The back was the real tight fit, and I couldn't get the rear quarters here to flex enough to fit the chassis in because of this. Like I said, in the end it worked out, but it was a bear, and it fought me the whole time. You know, there's a lot of things I'd do differently if it was in a box stock build. There's a lot of interior detail I'd put in on the door panels and stuff like that. I'd add the roll bar that came with the car, as in not the kit, but with the real car. I'd add a lot of more engine detail, the suspension, everything underneath I'd do again too, because it's really plain Jane molded in exhaust, but you know, no shocks whatsoever. What else wasn't there? There's no mirror for the inside. Actually, the outside is funny. You've got a mirror here on the door, and it's got, if you're familiar building cars, it's got a spot in there where you'd insert the chrome mirror-like finish. Well, it didn't come with that, so it just had this open space in there with an injector mark on it. So I filled that up with canopy glue, let it dry, and then just painted it silver. And it's not perfect. My eyes just wouldn't focus to get it perfect, but it is what it is. What else? There was something else that was odd about this car that it didn't have. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But yeah, there's no shocks in it. That's alright, doesn't matter. But the lights and the glass, the so-called clear parts, they all came smoked, which is really kind of neat. I left those the way they are, put them in, and when they're going in, if you do build this car, just so you know, one side popped in for the rear quarter window very easily. With a little persuasion, the other one will pop in and it'll hold it in place really well. And then you can glue it. The one bad thing about it, I don't know if you could see, if I get it to, I think you can see it right here. It looks like there's a little indentation up here at the top corner. Well, it's on both sides. The clear glass has got two rails basically that go down the center, that attach to sunroof and everything. But it's because of that it didn't form right here on the corners. It actually got like, it's not an it's an imperfect fit. Not fit, but you could actually see the depression where the plastic is bent going forward. Like I said, you could see it right there on this side, and it's on the driver's side too. Nothing I could really do with it unless I was to cut the windshield out, install the rest of it, and then put something else in for the glass, because it's just part of the mold. Otherwise, it came out pretty good. The wheels were rubber; they're not bad at all. The interior of the engine compartment is very bare, but okay, as you can see, there's not really much to the engine compartment. It's pretty bare. The walls and everything, I think I would really try to dress it up a little bit, make it a little bit more realistic if I could. But again, box stock build. Oh, that was it. There's no radiator hoses in this kit. That was the other thing I was thinking that it was missing. No radiator hoses, which for this is actually kind of good, because I always have a problem with them. They're always such a pain in the butt. So, but yeah, there was no radiator hoses. So that's it. Real quick, for those that haven't watched the rest of it, the colors are all craft acrylics on this build. The main color blue is Folk Art Sapphire Blue, the metallic color. Really good stuff, painted out beautifully. Very happy. First time I tried the metallics. The lower valance piece, it was a custom charcoal ceram coat color. It was charcoal with some black. I made it a little darker, trying to get as close to some of the pictures I've seen. There are some people that made a comment, I think, somewhere I read about the McLaren, and said that the bottom was supposed to be silver. Looked chrome to me on the postcard that I got. It looks not chrome, I'm sorry, charcoal. The postcard, it looks the same too, but you know, half dozen one, six of the other. I'm not gonna fret over the shade of color. And then the middle stripe was apricot, and that's what it came out to be. So looks pretty good. Then it had a whole bunch of coats of Future on it, and we're finished. So our box stock community build is finished. I'd like to thank Cliff, or Roadhog 0822, for hosting this. Great job, Cliff. Really enjoyed myself and got something done. Can't complain there, right? So that's it, guys. Till next time, be strong.